So what does it mean to see the needs behind every action? And why is
Uh,
that important?
well, it's the key to understanding children's behavior and our behavior as well. I mean, children are people just like us, and we all have, at least this is a premise of ours, that we all have these same universal values and needs of, for instance, understanding, to be heard, to be cared about, to have fun, to learn, to cooperate. All of these things are true for all of us. And one of our premises in this book is that all of our behavior is an attempt to meet one of these needs. So whatever our child is doing, whether they're turning around in circles, or whether they're hitting their sibling, or whether they're yelling, whatever they're doing, there's something we could connect with behind that, a need they're trying to meet that maybe they don't know how to express very well. And if we just look at the surface behavior and call them a name, like don't be so, obnoxious, or don't be so inconsiderate, or don't be so mean, or if we don't just flippantly either disregard or even, label them in some way, we can pierce behind that and see, and this looks like maybe they're wanting something, some attention, some different kind of listening, some kind of understanding. We can look at what the deeper need is and really understand them better and address those needs in ways that we can't if we just address the behavior at the surface of it.
So it's something about trying to make sense of what another person is doing because you could imagine doing it yourself. Is that it?
Yeah, that's a part of the understanding, is that we all have these sort of like life's calling us to pay attention to something. And what is it? And we could become more curious about what that is with ourselves too. So that when I go to, say, grab a candy bar, if I get curious about, well, I wonder what need it is that I'm trying to meet here, I might come up with, maybe I just need some diversion, or maybe I need a rest from what I'm doing. Maybe I need actually some movement and air. Maybe I could think of a strategy that would better meet that need, fulfill that need, than and not at the expense, say, of my health. If I were going for a candy bar or a drug, or whatever people take unconsciously, so we can make our actions more conscious too.
So it's kind of when I see another child maybe hitting another child, it might, instead of me thinking they're mean or something, they might be bored, or they might want to run around and play, or they might have been inside too long, or something like that. Is that what it is? Again, I'd be curious again, what's really going on for the child?
Exactly, and let's meet that. I was talking with someone today about bullying and bullying behavior, and how schools are really concerned about kids who are bullying. And right there again, the child that is having the most dramatic and even negative kinds of behavior is the one that we want to understand the most, right?
Yeah.
For the safety and health of our communities. So instead of just labeling them as mean, or, juvenile delinquent is what they're starting to label them as, we can see that they're hurting and they're really longing for something. What is that? Can we get to that sooner and address it?
Yeah, and then there's this something, I guess, is maybe asking them to make different choices, or trying different behaviors. Is that?
Well, absolutely. If we can get to the need that they're yearning to be understood, for instance, and then we can connect with them in that way, so that they're not demonized. When we demonize someone or call them names,
Yeah.
they don't tend to come towards us.
No.
They tend to feel shame, and we know this, and they tend to go inward and not want to connect with us. We want to connect with them as the beautiful human being they are, and the needs help us to get to that place, and then see how we can support them to find more effective ways to in their behavior, so that they actually do get the understanding that they want. They do have the friends that they want. They want all those things. The people who are labeled bullies, people who are labeled criminals, they have longings. If we can connect with the longings, then we're on their side, and they're more open to hearing ideas we have for how they can actually be more effective in their lives.
Well, I know even for me, if somebody says I'm something or one way or another has this view about me, then I don't really have much hope, and I just kind of leave things as they are. And the idea of still being able to talk to somebody about something, or there being openness or flexibility, I would enjoy that a lot better.
Absolutely. And as children, too, we very easily begin to believe what other people say we are.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so if we call them lazy, or we call them inconsiderate or mean, or, you know, all those names that we label people, and especially children, I would say, you know, they start to think of themselves that way, and then the actions, you know, continue.